Blog Talk Radio.
You are now listening to the most talked about blog talk radio station in the universe. Walk in His ways, Impact Voice Radio. Be prepared to have your mind stimulated, your spirit elevated in ways you couldn't even imagine. Introducing your host and the mastermind behind this unforgettable experience, Furman Jackson Jr. You will not be disappointed. Let's go!
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Walk in His Ways, Impact Voice. I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr., broadcast you again live from my hometown of Mobile, Alabama. I hope everybody's having a great morning, of course. We know this is the day that the Lord has made. We're going to rejoice. We're going to be glad in it. We're going to have a good time this morning. We're going to start the morning off right. If you have not already started, some already started. I know some are attending services this morning, and some may not be attending services. So wherever you may be listening to me yet, I do thank you for tuning in this morning. I have a great guest this morning, Mr. Charlie McCants, the Renaissance Man is the title of today's interview. And we'll be getting into a lot of things this morning for the next 30 minutes. So I hope you better tune in. Great information, a lot of things going on here in the city of Mobile and the surrounding areas. So I'm about to go to put my guest in this morning. And Mr. Charlie McCants, welcome to Walking His Ways Impact Voice. Good morning, sir.
Well, good morning. I really appreciate you selecting me to be on your show this morning. I consider this a great opportunity.
Oh, I appreciate you for taking time to beat the schedule. Just want to know you're out of town this morning, but I still thank you for being part of the broadcast this morning. I know it's a lot. You're doing a lot of things. You've been doing a lot of things in the community for quite some time now. And we've been ready to get off into the interview. Some may know you, some may not know you. Well, know you for the very first time. So we're going to get off into this interview. So let the viewers know, with the listening audience know, who is Charlie McCants?
Well, I consider myself as a person who believes in helping other people because, growing up, I'm originally from Monroeville, Alabama, which is about 100 miles north of Mobile, and went to high school there, graduated, worked a few weeks, and then after that moved to New York. Had jobs there, went into the United Postal Service until I got drafted in the military and got drafted for the Army, but really didn't want to go into the Army and volunteered to go into the Air Force, where I remained for like 20 years. Had the opportunity to basically travel the world as part of the military, and that was a great experience. Been married, have grown children, have grandchildren, most who I had the opportunity to visit this summer. And for me, after being out of the military, I moved to Austin, worked for Motorola for 12 years until they downsized my department. And then after that, I did multiple things, like did my own small businesses, several small businesses, worked in different areas of my life to, expand my experience. And then in 2010, I was living in San Antonio, and a friend reached out to me about coming to Gulfport, Mississippi to oversee a construction project that they were doing, and project manager for that. So went to Gulfport, finished the project early, and just remained there up until 2 years ago when I moved to Mobile. And then after moving to Mobile, when I moved to Mobile, I moved there because of the basketball team. But overall, I think I'm a down-to-earth type of person who believe in helping other people. I kind of have a strong faith background because life is a great teacher, and it allows you the opportunity to really, when you have trials and tribulation, to understand who it is that you need to call upon to do whatever you need to do, whether you're going through good times or whether you're going through bad times. And I think life itself has, created the person that I am now. And now it's just about people. I don't really focus on myself. Not a complainer. Kind of get paranoid or antagonized when I hear people complain about the simple things. And one of the things I try to encourage people to do is that, hey, why are you complaining? Look at someone else's situation and see what they're going through. And then you realize the issue that you're dealing with is not as bad as you think it is. But overall, I think that's who Charlie McCants really is.
And that's upstairs. It sounds like you was a busy man for a long time. Just listening to who you know who you are and what your background is and things like that. I know you talked about the military. 20 plus years in the Air Force. I know my family is a military family. Women did the Air Force, the men did the Army. I had a cousin; she did the Marines. So with all that experience in the military, I know military is known for teaching you discipline and things like that. So what was the most experiencing thing that you still carry this day when you did like 20 plus years in the Air Force?
Doing 20 plus years in the Air Force, it was a great experience because one of the things that it taught me is it taught me discipline. I was a supervisor over people, and it gave you great insight on, working with people. It teaches you how to get the job done, how to face challenges, work your way through them, and I guess that one of the things that I'm truly grateful for is that God kind of gave me, a little common sense, which goes a long way, when you're dealing with people, because no two people are the same, and realizing that it requires you to deal with people on different levels to be able to get the job done. And in the military, that's one of the key things that, they focus on is getting the job done. And I think, doing that for 20 years, I'm not the type person now to leave something unfinished. And I think that's one of the things that have caused me to, maintain, with the gesture so long. But, in the military, it gave me an opportunity, like I was sharing before, to, basically see the world. Basically, my tours of duty have been all over the U.S., whether they were temporarily or my permanent duty station. Served 2 tours in Germany, went all over Europe, working with the military. So it gave me an opportunity to experience what, the different countries and the different cultures, basically to see how people live. And overall, I think that too has kind of helped me to become the person that I am today.
Awesome. That's awesome right there. And I know you mentioned earlier about you came to Mobile for the basketball league. How did you get involved into the whole basketball league? How did that all come about?
Well, in Gulfport, the young man that I came to Gulfport to renovate, he had a 6,300 square foot house that he was totally renovating, and his mother knew that I had some experience in construction, so through her, he asked me to come to Gulfport for that. He owned several tax businesses, and he got into the ABA in 2010. And working with him on his remodeling project, I had done, some marketing, when I was in Austin, when I was in the mortgage industry. And so he asked me to do some marketing for him, and I basically worked with him and the team, and I really enjoyed, what the ABA had to offer, and I enjoyed, working with the young men about, not only just basketball, but about life itself, because, I think that with the players, their focus is basically basketball and really not understanding that there's more to basketball than just getting on the court, that all of the things that you're dealing with in life, it comes on the court with you. And so I worked with him for like 2 years, and then, actually 3 years. And then there were some things that I saw that he could do to really improve the team, but because he had his tax businesses, the team was just a toy for him because he wasn't concerned about, creating revenue or whatever. And so at the same time, they had started a team in Mobile, but it only lasted like a half a season. And so I thought about it and say, well, if this person don't want to do the things that you feel that can really help these young men to grow, not only in basketball but in their lives as well, why not do your own? And I say, well, they had a team in Mobile. Why not put a team back in Mobile? And then that way it gives you the opportunity and the flexibility to do the things that you feel is required to, have a good organization. And so I put the team in Mobile. We started out with the Mobile Tornadoes, and then we had great success on the court. We had our coach at that time was Coach Perkins, and he was with us for like 3.5 years. And then at the midway point of that fourth year, Ken Winston took over as coach, and I think that year we went with just one loss. And like I said, we've had great success on the court. But, one of the things that really intrigued me was to take these young men and encourage them to basically start making positive decisions on the court and off the court. And with that, we're not there, where I think we should be. But, with this team, what it really does is it gives them the opportunity to improve their skills, if they so desire, to be able to take that skill set to another level, to go international. We've had several players on our team who have gone and played international and come back and played. And so in the ABA, we've grown now with the coming season to 150 teams nationwide, 4 teams international, and the ABA is looking really at expanding, international teams to, open to broaden that gateway for local U.S. players to be able to go overseas and get paid. Every year, there are several players that goes from the ABA to the NBA. So it's a great platform for young men who have the desire to go to another level, but it still requires them to develop the skill set, develop the mindset, develop the attitude, because going international is a total different setting than playing basketball in the U.S. And that is what caused me to, put the team in Mobile.
And that's awesome. And 'cause I know I have a younger brother, and I talked to you a while back. But my younger brother, who's 19, he has a passion to play basketball, and I signed up for him to try out because he's really excited about it. I know it's gonna be in September. He's so excited about it. And it's good that you're getting the young men involved because if you look at the crime rate in Mobile, it's so high, and it's amongst the youth. And how can the people get involved? Where can they go to really support the league here in our city of Mobile?
I think that, where they can go, they can reach out to me. And, like this year, we have volunteers who have followed us, like say for the past 6 years. We're getting ready to start year 7. And I think that for them, they saw the opportunity to really make this a golden opportunity because for the past 6 years, I've basically done this team practically by myself, and it's a great task to do something of this magnitude when you're doing everything because you're gonna leave some things undone and some things unfinished that that can help you improve. But for people to get involved, they have the Bay Bears here, which is a semi-professional league in baseball. But for basketball, I think this is a great opportunity because with Mobile, I think their key focus is football because of Alabama and Auburn. But I think it's also a great platform for basketball for the simple reason that you have young men that have great skills that graduate from high school every year. They don't consider they might not consider themselves college material. They've gone through high school, but they have other desires in life to be able to, but they still love basketball, and that's one of the things that I think that has kept the team going for the past 6 years is because the majority of the players that we've had, they have a love for basketball. But from a community standpoint, we've never gotten the community totally involved to a point to where it can grow to a magnitude that the whole city can become a part and make this an entity to where it can really benefit the community to reach young men, to help, them to continually develop the skills, but more than anything to make that life adjustment that's going to allow them to be better parents, to be better fathers, to be better neighbors, and more than anything else, to be a better man. And those are some things that we're going to be focusing on this coming season with our players. We're going to have codes of conduct that we're going to be required that they're going to be required to follow because, like I said, if we don't help them to develop across the board, then how can they be, an example to the young kids, that young kid can start, taking positive steps to mold their lives while they develop, as great players. Mobile has a lot of talent, but we need to get the community involved to be able to make this a great entity.
And I do believe that 100%. Like I said, I love what you're doing. Like I said, I'm glad to get my younger brother involved, with the league and try the league. That's his passion. I'm support him 100%, and the league as well, because it's something that's much needed. And then, like you say, it's a lot of the people here in our city. And we have to really get behind what these men and women are doing in our community, especially with what you got going on, Mr. Cants, that guys that have a passion, that have a hunger. Now that you have players that went international and those that went to the NBA, and that's an awesome thing. So y'all continue on support, keep doing what you're doing with the league. And my last and final question, about 9 minutes left on the broadcast. I know you got, besides the ABA, I know you got other projects that's going on. The Boss Over Banger, what that program is all about for the listeners that's hearing it for the first time.
Well, Boss Over Bangers program, like I got involved with a company called Legal Shield. I was with them back in the 90s, but life had a turn, and I kind of left them. And past couple of years, I've had people that I knew invited me to come back, and I looked at it, and a lot of the things that they did, they still do, but they have improved on it. What Legal Shield does is it provides a person 24/7 access to an attorney to be able to provide protection for their family and things like that. But one of the people that I added to my team out of Louisville, Kentucky, he was doing a program to where he was using Legal Shield as a way to give young men and women coming out of prison an opportunity to create a life for themselves, because, as you know, a lot of people that comes out of prison, they can't get back in the workforce, and many of them go back because they're just trying to survive. And talking to several people that was in the correction system, they shared with me that even going into Legal Shield, a person wouldn't be able to, still might not be able to do Legal Shield based upon whatever they was doing. So going back to the drawing board, I say now, how can this program really be a true benefit? And then I guess God just laid the idea on in my heart is, why not try to reach people before they go in to change their lives to where now they don't have to worry about the issues coming out. So I created the program Boss Over Bangers, and the whole concept of the program is to give young men and young women the opportunity to become their own boss, build their own business without support and help, because whatever they build, nobody can take that away from them. And now, instead of banging the streets for a few dollars to survive, it gives them the opportunity to build something that not only that it can change their lives, but it can change their family lives, it can change their friends that they're hanging out with, and it gives them the opportunity to leave a legacy for their family because of how Legal Shield is structured. So with that, and working with people, and like our slogan on the team is, we're not just basketball, but we're about changing lives, and that's kind of my mission, is to help people change their lives across the board.
And that's awesome, because I know I work in I'm a correction officer myself, for the Mobile County Metro Jail, and I know we have a lot of men and women who are incarcerated, and it's kind of hard for them to help transition, which I think is set up by the system, because we have a lot of people who do want to change, but it's hard for them to change. And with how everything is set up, where they end up going right back to that state of being and getting right back incarcerated. And I'm glad that you're doing a program to help them, prevent them from, going that route. And they're also helping those who want to change get an opportunity to make a better living for themselves. Not just a living, but a better future for themselves in the long run. And my last and final question is this. Proverbs 22 talks about a good name. I share with all my guests. We know a good name is better than riches, as the Bible say. What do you want your legacy to be after it's all said and done?
After it's all said and done, by continuing to reach people, in a positive way, encouraging them to, to do positive things in their lives, because their life journey is not about them, but it's about the people that lives that they can change along the way. And even with the Boston Bangers program, it's not just for the young men and women that's out banging the streets. I've added to that program single moms, because they got a lot of great women that, want things for their children, and, the dad might not be on the scene. But with this, what I want to do is reach out to them and say, hey, look at our program. Give us the opportunity to work with you part-time, to be able to, if you're working 2 or 3 jobs to provide for your children, then that. But more than anything else is this program and Legal Shield will give me the opportunity to help people nationwide, to change their lives, not only just in Mobile, but nationwide. The company is also expanding into Canada and England, so I can expand that. And whatever I create with this, it's there for my children and my grandchildren, because that's how they're structured. So, the rest of my life is not about me, but it's about the people that I can impact in a positive way to do great things, because we got a lot of great people, not only in Mobile, but around the world, who's just looking for an opportunity or looking for someone to say, hey, look, you're doing a great job. And hang in there. It makes no difference what you're going through or what your struggles are. Just hang in there and keep striving for greatness. You might not be that top person, but whatever level you reach, that's tops for you. So, keep striving and keep moving forward, because the end is not the end until it's over. But so many people give up every day. So many people feel that they can't do anything. And I just want to be there to encourage them to, hey, look, hang in there. Trust God most of all, because if you put it in His hand, that there's nothing that you can't achieve or nothing you can't do. But more than anything else, you got to believe within yourself that it's possible.
That's true. And you heard it here the first this morning, ladies and gentlemen, those who are listening. Mr. McKim, we got 2 minutes left into the broadcast. When is the trials for the Mobile Adjusters, and where can they go?
The tryouts is on September 7th. They're going to be, registration is going to start at 9. It's going to be at the Lady of Lords on right off of DIP. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's 2126 Borkins Drive, Borkins Avenue. And we invite anybody in Mobile, young man that have the skill set and want to improve with the opportunity to play international ball, come with a good attitude, because like this year, because we're going to be televising all of our games, streaming them all live, that, we want to set the example. We won everything except for the ABA championship, and that's our goal this year.
Awesome.
And also, they can reach me at 228-297-0197 if they have any questions.
Awesome. And congratulations to you on the upcoming season. Those that's around the Mobile surrounding areas, hope you heard it. Get out for the trials. If you have a passion to play, it's an opportunity for you. Get out there, sign up, and just use your gifts and what God gave you, the ability to be. So, Mr. McCants, have a great day. To the listening audience, have a great day as well. And I'll see you next Saturday here on Walking This Way, Impact Voice. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You are now listening to the most talked about blog talk radio station in the universe. Walking His Way, Impact Voice Radio. Be prepared to have your mind stimulated, your spirit elevated in ways you couldn't even imagine. Introducing your host and the mastermind behind this unforgettable experience, Furman Jackson.